Good morning. Welcome back. Welcome. Happy Friday. Does anyone own SOX shares? SOXX? Something happened with this stock today? Did we do like a stock split or something? I don't know what's going on with my M1. I'll show you guys right now. Is anyone seeing anything weird with their SOXX holdings today? Check your portfolios if you own it. I am seeing... I don't know what this is. It says I'm up 100%. It says that my average share price is $6.33. I don't know. I think maybe just a glitch. I don't know why it says I'm up 100%. Because I'm not. But a little bit strange there. They did a 3-for-1 split? Okay. All right. So it's just a glitch then for now. They did a 3-for-1 split yesterday. Got it. Yeah, something seemed strange today. I was like, what the hell? All right, cool. So I'm not actually up that much. It's not a humble brag because I'm not actually up that much. Give me back my son. Yeah, 3-for-1 split. Okay, that makes sense. Am I in the June contracts? I'm on just the continuous contract. There's right now just March. Yeah, I wonder when that when's that rollover? When's the futures rollover coming for the June contracts? It looks like TOS has not changed yet for the Junes. Looks like it's still on the Marches. I just stick with whatever I stick to the continuous contract here on the futures NQ/NQ on TOS. Today? Okay. It's today. Got it. All right. Yeah, I'll just stick on the NQ, but looks like they'll probably roll over here soon. We'll just adjust for contract change. That's what you can do here on TOS. Just make sure you go to futures or, go to futures on TOS. Make sure this is clicked right here. Adjust for contract change. It'll adjust automatically. Good morning, guys. Welcome back. So, did another withdrawal on the account, guys, just to let you know. Took out those profits from Meta. And really nice, man. That's what I'm going to continue to do when we get those big trades, whenever they do come, those swing trades, those setups. I'm just going to pull it out, right? Because I did it with what I had, and why not pull it out? So that's what I did today on this Friday. It's coming into tax season. And so I'm going to I'd rather pull this money out, use it for things that are tangible than keep it in the account. So I think that's a good best practice. I'm going to continue to do that. You received your shirt yesterday? Nice. Yeah, I actually got, if you guys stick around towards the end of the live stream, I'm going to give a little discount code for the hoodies if you guys are interested in getting the Options Insider hoodies. I got a few left, and I just want to clear them out. So if you guys are interested, gonna give that just for the live stream group. You know, it's not gonna be something I really promote much besides you guys here on the live stream. I would love to see you guys that come here on a daily basis rep the Options Insider brand. So if you guys are interested, stick around towards the end. Yeah. Jon Snow. Actually, I just started, or not just started, but a couple days ago, I started watching House of Dragons. I watched Game of Thrones so quickly. I think I watched it in like, I think like maybe a week or two. I just watched it every day, Game of Thrones. And by the time I was done with that show, I was like, get me out of here. I can't watch anything else. I was so over the Game of Thrones. I loved it, right? Don't get me wrong. One of the best shows I've ever watched, but I was sick of Game of Thrones at that point. So I gave it a little break, and now I started up House of Dragons. It's good show. Liking it. I think they're coming out with something new soon. It's trash. I like it, man. Bucket list is to meet Doc? Yeah, probably, but I mean, I'm not like a fanboy. I'm not going to go like travel to somewhere just to meet the guy, but I mean, that would be pretty cool to run into him. I had a nightmare about John Jones, Dow Jones, Daniel Jones. All right. Well, it's Friday. It's a good day not to blow up our accounts. All right. It's a good day to be cautious. We had a monster move yesterday. The intro song, it should be in the description of the live stream. No, I'm not. I don't like to be too fanboyish. I mean, I'd definitely go up and say hi to him if I saw him. Yeah, my M1. Yeah, we can do a quick update on that. I can show you. I mean, for my SEP IRA and M1, I literally just buy the VU, VYM, and SOX. So it's pretty much just the S&P 500, the high yield dividend ETF, and SOXX, just semiconductors. That's for my SEP, which you guys can see. I've been depositing a decent amount into this every week because I need to hit this 69,000 mark by April. I got like another month. So yeah, if you want to get your full tax benefit, you need to deposit at least 69 this year into the SEP. So that's what I'm working on right now. I think that's, to be quite honest, I think that is definitely part of the reason the market moves higher at these times as we approach tax season, as people are wanting to deposit money into stocks, because it's either you really don't have a choice. You either deposit this money into these shares or you give it to the IRS. It's whatever you feel like it, right? Would I rather give $40,000 more dollars to or 30 something thousand more dollars to the IRS, or would I rather just put it in shares? All right, and that's, for me, I'd rather put it in shares. Yeah, that's for the 2024. Oh shit. Oh God. Oh no. I think you guys just found a mistake that I've been doing. Huh. Oh no. Oh God. Well, at least I'm ahead of the game on the 2024 then. I need to contribute to the 2023 year. Right? Yes. Oh man. I messed that up. Desi Air. Wow. Okay, so I need to be contributing to 2023. I need to change that. Well, that sucks. Ouch. I don't know how I messed that up. Well, there you go. I guess it's not terrible news. It's just that at least I'm ahead of I guess I'm ahead of the curve for 2024. I didn't even realize that. Well, at least I realized today. And this is my individual account. Can you transfer it? I don't think you can transfer it for the previous year. Yeah, 2023 window closes April 15th. That's why I've been contributing to it heavily. You think I can correct it? I'll have to maybe look that up. Whoops. All right. Well, Good catch there. Appreciate that, guys. If I call the broker, they'll do it. All right, I'll give it a shot. And then yeah, this is the long term. Look at these Nvidia shares, man. $192 average on Nvidia shares. Yowza. 192. That's at what do we had put about 5,500 in Nvidia. That's at 26,000. That's just absolutely nuts. AMD. Look at Tesla, man. Red on Tesla. Average share on Tesla 211. Not good. What else? ARM. Pretty good. Uber up 78% on that since we started buying Uber. Microsoft 80%, Netflix 160. Apple's getting close to break even too. So, yeah, a little bit of drama going on with the Tesla and the Apple shares. You can see they're getting pretty close back. I mean, Tesla's red, Apple's back to break even. But, I mean, this is just nuts. 647% on Nvidia. All right. Let's get started. Welcome back, guys. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. Let's go economic calendar because we do have some data this morning at 8:30. Let's pull that up. You guys can see right here. 8:30, average hourly earnings, non-farm employment change, unemployment rate. So let's go ahead and just be careful of that this morning to close the week. That's at 8:30. We'll see the reaction. Next week, CPI next week. So that'll be big. 10-year bond auction, 30-year bond auction as well. PPI retail sales. So pretty big next week. CPI, some big bond auctions, and then PPI. So let's be aware of that next week. Yeah, F1 qualifying today. I don't know why the races are now on Saturday, but I guess they are. All right. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's just jump right into it. So, I don't care if I'm overweight tech. I'm 29 years old. If I was underweight tech for the last 5-10 years of my life, I would be wishing that I was overweight tech. I don't care. All right. Let's go. NASDAQ. Here we go. So, yesterday, what did we do? We came off this very strong demand that we were sort of signaling yesterday morning around that 17,980, 17,910. We were holding that 20 SMA, right? Oh, for Ramadan? Okay, got it. So very strong demand on the NASDAQ futures, which caused that upside move. The key hold and break that happened yesterday was the break over the previous day high, right? The break over the Wednesday high, you guys can see right here, 1 and 2. Also right here, we had that very clear 18,160, 18,175 supply on the NASDAQ futures. And after holding above that level, which we can go down to the 5-minute chart, you can see right here, this was a gorgeous hold early morning yesterday. We had a perfect hold above that previous rejection point right there, which resulted in the upside move. That was a very clean technical break and hold yesterday on the NASDAQ futures. After we pushed higher, where did we push into? Pretty much a perfect supply rejection, right? Perfect supply rejection. You can see right here, supply rejection, supply rejection, supply rejection. So you can see very clear that 18,375 right there, and right there. So very clear, 3 very clear supply levels that stepped in, and that is the level that we're now watching today. To the downside, we are just going to watch this demand below around 18,175. So, guys, what I would say to you today is do not trade in here, okay? I would say there's about let's go ahead and put a percent on it. I'm going to put a higher percent on it just to trick my mind. I'm going to say there's a 95% chance that you trade within this channel today. You had a big move yesterday. You're going to close out the week today on a Friday, heading into some major news next week. I'm going to assume today is a really ugly trading day. I think you're going to probably just maintain this channel today. So I would say you could probably see some pullbacks towards this 18,175. I would say you could potentially see another push and rejection towards this 18,375, right? I would assume that you're basically just going to trade within this channel today. That's going to be my assumption of the day. If you break one of these levels, then we can reassess, right? If we do go ahead and break above this high today and hold above it, then we can potentially get a little bit more aggressive on a nice break and hold. If we do break below this yesterday low and this previous support here, then we'll probably see further downside today. But that is only if we get the breaks of these two major channel levels. But I would assume that we are potentially going to start building a new channel here. Big move yesterday, major move yesterday, pull back to that previous high right here. That's a beautiful hold. And I'm going to just assume that these two levels play sort of, back and forth today. So that's what I would be careful of, right? I would be very careful just sort of diddling in the middle here. I would not be just buying calls and buying puts at random spots in this channel today. If you're going to short the market, you are going to want to try to set up shorts off this supply high. If you're going to long the market today, you're going to want this pullback and potentially longing it off this demand low. The other long entry would be a long above that previous high. The other short entry would be a break under the 18,175, 18,160. Guys, if you're worried about the options contract change, this is the continuous contract. Go to the June contracts. If you're on the June contracts, it's the exact same technical things, okay? The numbers may look different, but just chart out the levels. Look, there is no difference here. Guys, there is no difference. Don't panic. Just because the numbers are slightly different, chart it out with me, okay? Look, see this high? See this high? See this low? See this low? It's the exact same thing, okay? Whether you're on the NASDAQ Marches, which I'm still on, or you change to the Junes, it's the exact same thing. Look, don't worry about the numbers. Focus on the levels. 18,375, 18,160. If we go to the NASDAQ June contract, we can see it's the exact same thing. It's just a slightly different level. 18,600 down to 18,400. Okay, it's the exact same read. If you just focus on where these levels that I'm talking about are, very clear. Previous day high, previous rejection highs. Right, it's the exact same setup. All right, 18,375, 18,160. Very clear. I am not getting active inside of this channel today. It is Friday. I had a very nice trade on Meta. I have swing trades in place that are up a lot of money. Our Nvidia, you guys know that. If you're part of the group, our Nvidia next week's are killing it. And I am not going to be active in this channel. If we start doing the chop dance today on this Friday, I will not be here. All right? So know that. Be selective today. Be restrictive. Be particular with what you put your money into. Same thing on the QQQ. A very clean read on the QQQ here. Previous highs. Clear as day rejections from that level yesterday, right? 447. Rejection. Where did we reject yesterday? Where did we reject in the pre-market? 447. There is no reason to long at the current price level back into that 447 supply. That is not going to be a trade that you want to be a part of. If you can get above this level and hold above it today, then you could possibly get that upside pressure, which I would be more interested in. If you push up, you could potentially reject this level today at 447. If you move to the downside early morning, you're going to push back down right into this 442 demand. 442 was Wednesday's highs. It was the exact level that held yesterday, which caused upside. If we pull back today, we're going to pull back to 442. You look to see if that 442 holds on. That is a potential channel low long entry if you're interested in trading that long off the previous day high. All right, very nice. If you break under 442, you're moving lower. All right, you're probably going to give back this pre-market upside that you saw yesterday morning, right? You could possibly trade back down to the 435. Okay? So, if you think the market, if you want to see the market maintain strong into next week, you cannot break 442 today. Breaking 442 breaks this structure. Right? You want to see the previous high from Wednesday turn into a low. It did yesterday, right? It did right here, late day yesterday, and you want to continue to see that hold as a low today. If you are to break under this 442, I would assume the structure breaks down a little bit, right? And you're getting a pretty heavy rejection of these supplies above on the QQQ. All right? ES, pretty much, it's a little bit of a different read, but it has the same type of clean levels here. Number one, 5150. Very clear here. 5150, little 5150. All day we held 5150, and you can see this morning you're holding 5150. If you break under 5150 on the ES today, you will move back down to 5135. 5135 was the Wednesday high, and 5135 was the exact level that held yesterday morning that created upside. Look at this wick, and I know you guys caught this wick yesterday off 512 on SPY. Look at this wick at 5135 on the ES yesterday. That wick, that 5-minute demand hold yesterday, was the exact long entry. That was the nail right there, right at the Wednesday high. Wednesday double top high turned into a perfect low yesterday, early morning, and from that point, it was upside. So, today, if you break under 5150, you're going to move back down to that 5135. 5135 is possibly the spot you could look for that long, right, on a pullback, or it's 5150. It's one of these two levels today. If you break under 5135 and you break back under the Wednesday high, then I believe the market will weaken, right? If you get back under this 35 level and you start to reject it, I believe the market will weaken because you are going to be trading in pre-market upside from yesterday morning. That could potentially drive this market back down to 5100, right? For a very, very strong close of the week, 5150 holds today, maybe just some consolidation, or you get a hold above the 5170. If you get a hold above the 5170 today, market's going higher, okay? I would say even if you hold above 5150 today, market's still definitely looking for upside. So, 5150, 5135, very, very clear. Very clear today. I mean, these levels really make sense today. Play off of them. Don't start dancing in the middle. Don't start buying random calls at random spots. You're either longing this 5150 or longing this 5135. Those are your only two long areas today. The only other long area on an aggressive long would be a break and hold above yesterday's highs. If you really want to short this market, I would only want to short under this Wednesday high. I would not short back into 5150. I would not short back into 5135. I would short under 5135. I think the market really gets weak under 5135. If the market cannot maintain that Wednesday high, I think the pressure will really start to come into the downside towards that 5100. But that's not what you're seeing yet. You are right now seeing a pretty solid hold of that 5150 as we speak. So, as of now, market maintains demand very well on the ES, on the NASDAQ as well. SPY, clear as day levels as well today. 514 was your previous high here. Look at how it held all day yesterday. Look at how it's holding in the pre-market today. If you're above 514, you're moving higher. That is a very strong hold that you're seeing come in right now. If you maintain this level, there could be a long. It would be a tight long. It would only be about a 2-point long into 516. You need a hold over 516 for upside continuation, right? There's a double top high right there. You would need a break and hold above 516 for upside. There's possibility of us just holding this 514 today. If you break 514, Maybe a little bit at this 513, maybe, but I like 512. I would rather be interested in 512. I'm not even going to have the 513 on my charts. Because if we break under 514, then I'm looking for 512, right? 512, 512, 512. That would be the pullback long. Yesterday, what did the ES do that just sort of screamed at you that the market was going higher? Yesterday morning, we had a bounce, we had a pullback, and we had an insanely strong wick right at the Wednesday highs of 512. That was a really clean hold. I know some of you guys caught this long. Look at that 5-minute wick candle right at the 512, right at the previous day high. That was a beauty. So, where would I really feel confident on some pullback longs? Probably 512, man, right? If we get back to 512 and we start to hold that level again, that's going to be something that I would look for, right, for a little retracement long at that 512 level. All right, let's go to the Russell real quick, and then we'll go to the Dow, and then we will go to the data, and then we'll get into individual stocks. Russell held that 2060 very nice again. Very nice hold of 2060 on the Russell again, but you can see, right, we're still having a little bit of trouble at the 2100. 2100 on the Russell still looks like a heavy supply. You can see it's still right there. So be careful of that 2100 on Russell. It could absolutely reject. Russell Wilson, George Russell, Russell Brand. So yeah, 2100. Dow Jones, Daniel Jones, Mike Jones, Chris Jones, Indiana Jones. Dow, you guys can see right here, 38,900. It's still stuck. It's still stuck here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? You're still rejecting that exact same level on the Dow Jones. So be careful on the Dow up to that 38.9. All right, we got 2 minutes until economic data here. So let's just sort of kill some time. Let's go ahead and press that like button. That's number one. Bill Russell, Russell Crowe. Grace Jones. Russell Westbrook. Who's Grace Jones? Oh, who is this? Jamaican singer and songwriter. All right. I don't know if I've ever heard, maybe I've heard a song from her. Wow, she's 75 years old. Jamarcus Russell. All right, we got 30 seconds. Guys, I'm 29. I don't think I mean, can't blame me for not knowing who that is. Let's take a look at the SPY. Let's see what happens here. Let's wait for the data, and then we'll jump into some stocks. Press that like button. Looks like we're getting, all right, a little bit of downside. Good. That's sort of what we want here. It's getting wicked right back up. Damn. Big wick right back up. Where's the data? Non-farm payrolls, 223 versus 198. Market's going up off of it. Unemployment rate, 3.9 versus 3.7. So unemployment rate slightly higher than expected. Looks like market likes it. Market's liking it for now. Oh, damn. NASDAQ. NASDAQ likey. All right, so you're still above that 442. You're pushing into yesterday's highs. NASDAQ pushing into that 18,375. That's going to be our big level to watch here. ES pushing into the 5170, about to break through, it looks like. SPY pushing right in. So everything's pushing right into yesterday's highs. Russell over 2100. Russell Wilson. Let's ride. All right. So positive reaction to the data. Now you're literally just watching yesterday's highs here, guys. It could be a fake out. It could be a fake out unless you really hold above this high. Right? You really need a hold above this high today for something very strong. Okay? If you get a hold above this high, then you could absolutely look for that new long entry. But you can see, right? Let's see. A little bit of drama already. A little bit of drama right at our level. Look at that. Right? So you can definitely see the level to be watching. Sarah Sound. If you ask again, I am 100% not going to be looking at it. Saran Sound 1. I'm not looking at FIVN. If you continue to ask the same thing 10,000 times in the chat. All right, let's move on. So, a little bit of drama at supply still. So, we still trust the levels. A little bit of drama at supply. On the QQQ, right at 447. Look at that. It went a cent away from 447 and got sort of nailed. So, that is our level to watch now. We will need a clear hold above that level before we get all crazy about it. All right. Tesla. So, Tesla, nice hold. A little inverse. Do I call it an inverse head and shoulder? It's very possible. Let's get a little bit of a zoomed out look here on Tesla because she's getting a little spicy. I'm still not going to trade Tesla today. Definitely not. I just don't have interest in trading Tesla. It's been too difficult lately in my eyes. I just have not been able to get a good read on it on an intraday basis. So I'm just really not that interested in it. It looks like, the 189, 190 area is potential if you really get a push here. That would really be your next big level. That would be a gap fill move, wouldn't it? Yeah, a little bit of a gap fill above 184.60. Let me go ahead and drop this down again. 184.60 is right here. That is that Tuesday high. All right, so here's your levels you're watching on Tesla. 184.60. That is right here. That is Tuesday's highs that caused this reaction to the downside. That is your first supply level to be watching. If you get above 184.60, I would assume you gap fill towards that 189, 190. All right? If you get a hold above that 184.60, there is a gap here on the chart. I'll actually go ahead and turn off the after hours just so you can see that gap on your chart here. Right here, look. So this is without after hours action. Obviously, you can see Tesla's not, it hasn't moved because it's not showing the pre-market action. But you can see the gap here. I would say maybe you have to be careful there too, right? You really have to be careful at all supplies on Tesla because these could all just be sort of pops and fade type moves. That's what I just don't like about Tesla right now. But 184.60 is the gap, where it starts to be a gap here between that and around 186, 187. Above that, you got the 189. I'm not trading it. Let's just put it at that. Nice little pop this morning, but man, could this just be another pop and fade? I just don't have enough confidence in Tesla to give you guys proper knowledge here. Every day could be a pop and fade. You are coming off of nice 175 demand. You're coming off a nice 177.50 demand. So you definitely held some of these levels yesterday, which makes me think this could be a little bit of a turnaround here on Tesla, right? It did break this short-term downtrend, Tesla. It has broken the little short-term downtrend. So I would be careful still looking to short this thing. 175 was a crazy, crazy big level here on Tesla, right? It was that previous low. It was a major, major level. And it looks like it's doing a relatively good job of holding it, right? So do I think you want to retire the shorts for now? after holding 175, yeah, I would say so, guys, right? There was plenty of time to be short on Tesla. There was plenty of weakness here. I don't think you want to keep trying to nail this short after this hold of 175. I think you retire the short side on Tesla for the time being. All right, I think it will, probably pop and reject again. But I would be careful after that 175 hold. You also have, whether you think this affects the stock or not, Cathie Wood bought a shitload of Tesla shares yesterday. So possibly, right, a little bit of reaction because of that. I would assume you're going to move into this 189 right here. This looks like the next level, right? This looks like where you're going to creep back into right here. You're going to creep back into that 189, which you could potentially create another bear flag, and you could see this, right? That's pretty much what I would look for. So I'm not going to touch Tesla until it gets back to 189. I'm going to keep very, very large analysis, large time frame levels on this thing. The next major large time frame level is either 190 or 189 up here, right in this zone from those previous lows, right here, right in there. So, yeah, not going to touch it until maybe 190. If it gets towards that 190, you might be able to get that next bear flag. All right, let's continue. Nvidia. So, yeah, a little bit of, obviously a big move post-market on Nvidia. Nvidia closed the day at, yesterday's close was at 927, and you are at 950. So you are up about 20-something dollars a share. What is that? 27 to 50. 30s at $23 a share. So pretty big move there. We have those $1,000 calls from yesterday morning. Why did I long Nvidia yesterday morning, guys? It is the same exact thing that Nvidia does almost every single day. Yesterday, Nvidia, what did it do? It pulled back and it held the previous day high and it ripped, right? Nvidia has done this almost every single day. It goes over the previous day high in the pre-market. It pulls back at open. It holds the previous high and it rips. And so I just continue to do the exact same type of trade on Nvidia, and it continues to work. So today, I probably would not be interested in touching Nvidia on intraday longs until around 928, 930, right? I would want Nvidia to pull back to the previous day high. Previous day highs around that 928, 930. I would want to see Nvidia back here and see if this can create a new long, but not until it gets back to that. Right, I'm already riding my Nvidia swing. I have Nvidia shares. I do not need to be chasing Nvidia up here. Nvidia has proven to pull back and create long opportunities, and so you continue to create long opportunities off pullbacks. You do not chase Nvidia. When you chase Nvidia at the morning high, you typically sit through drawdown. So I'm looking for the pullback to the previous day high, which is around 928, 930 for me. Okay. That's really all I'm looking for in Nvidia today. I would be if you're not already owning Nvidia here on some kind of a swing trade, I would be very, very particular with what you trade on this thing. I would want us back to here, that previous high, that previous close from yesterday, right back down to that 930, see if this thing can hold. This would be a gap fill move, right? You would fill the gap, fill the upside gap, and then create that long opportunity off that 928, 930. Is it realistic that Nvidia drops 2-3% today? Maybe, maybe not. But at least I would be very particular. I would say it's either a pullback long or nothing today for me. That's what I would like to say. It could just be this little 945 area, right? It could be. It's very possible that it's just this little morning gap up fill, right? You can see this morning gap up. It's possible it's just this 945 that creates that next long. But you would leave behind a pretty decent gap right here. Okay? So 928, 930 is where I'd look today. AMD. Hey, not a bad consolidation. Not a bad consolidation on AMD. I know it's been pretty ugly the last few days on AMD, but I can't say that this is not a good consolidation, right? Right above this 207 level, you can see we've held above it very, very strong. You've held above it on Wednesday. You held above it all day yesterday. You can clearly see where it can't get above, which is fine, right? We just have to plan for that. We can see the rejections above around that 215, but we can very clearly see the support below. So what is AMD doing? It's consolidating, and if the market does make another move to the upside, AMD will likely push, hold, and squeeze. All right, so I would look for AMD today. I would look to see if it can hold above 215. If AMD can turn that into support today, you probably see another push. If AMD stays in this channel, let it be, let it consolidate. A bigger move will come outside of this consolidation. There is no reason to be getting involved in this trade on AMD. Do not trade AMD if it's inside of this channel. You can trade it, right? If you really want to be precise, if you really want to short 215 and long 207, be my guest. But I think the much easier trade will come once AMD can prove to hold over the previous highs, if it does happen. MRVL, we had earnings yesterday, and what a move on MRVL into earnings. The interesting thing about MRVL here is after pulling back to this previous high on earnings, it held very strong off that 74. And also on top of that, it is trying its very best to hold above 80 today. So sort of interesting to see. Let's see what MRVL does post-earnings off this 80 level. That's something I'm going to be watching. TSM, beast, man. Absolute beast TSM is. Just a beautiful chart. You can see almost every day it has pulled back to fill a gap and has become a long opportunity. So you can see we had that 140 level, which held like a beast on Wednesday. We had that high from Wednesday that held like a beast yesterday, right? Look at how clean this is. Wednesday's highs, Thursday's lows, right? Monday's highs, Wednesday's lows. That is such clean price action. TSM continues to do it. Look at what TSM is doing as we speak. As we speak, TSM is turning yesterday's highs into potential new lows, right? So, yeah, I would look to see if there is a long on TSM today off of 151. Oh, what the hell was that? So I would obviously want price action to slow down a little bit here, right? But I would want to see if TSM can hold 151. If TSM gets under 151, it has more downside. Okay, 151 TSM. MU, another one that continues to trend higher. Very, very clean. What did MU do yesterday? It did exactly what we were looking for. It held that previous high at 98 perfectly, right? Look at this little flag. Look at the little wedge, the little, whatever you want to call it, this descending triangle. Look at that right there off our 98 level. So 98, 98, 98. Perfect hold above it. Nice little push to the upside. Today, to be really particular, if you want to really be safe today, I would want another pullback to 98, right? I would probably want to see this level get tested again. If that level gets tested again today on 98, then I would want to look to see if that's along there. All right? SMCI, guys, to be honest with SMCI, yeah, it's a little bit crazy. Yeah, it's a very expensive stock, but it is doing probably some of the cleaner action on the market that you can find right now. Let's just go ahead and take a look at the last week of price action on SMCI, right? Let's review just a real quick 2-minute review of the last week of price action on SMCI, and you will see how clean this market or how clean this stock moves. All right, Monday, what did you do? You held that previous 1,000 level. You pushed to the upside. Tuesday, you had your pullback. Where did the pullback come into? Right back into that $1,000 level. $1,000 level held again. Wednesday, pushed to the upside. Back above the 1080 supply. 1080 supply, right? Where did it hold? Where did SMCI hold all day yesterday? Right above that 1080 supply. All day. All day. 1, 2, 3, 4. All day. We held above that 1080 supply, right? Now today, a hold above that previous high, resulting in upside. Where do you look to see if SMCI can hold today? Right above the previous highs. 11,155, 1150, right here. If you see SMCI hold this again, this is once again a very clean structure move to the upside. You are structuring to the upside, right? You're still doing it. So You can see right here, 1155, 1150, right there, triple top. You're above it. Look for the pullback. Look for the hold. If you get that, that's a very clean price action move. So watch that level on SMCI there. Meta. Oh, shit. Meta's sort of going again. Huh. Still holding one contract of Meta, but yeah, man, what an awesome trade. Congratulations to you guys that were sort of hawking this thing with me. We got paid off big time. And you guys know I've been trading this. Go watch my videos. It's been a very clean hold. 494 yesterday. We're above this 505 supply high. Where's the real next long entry on Meta? Where is the real next long entry on Meta? Back at 505. That's the next long entry that you don't have to sit through drawdown. Right there. 505. 505. Right? That would be the perfect pullback long on Meta. If you can get back to 505 at some point in the next few days, that would be where I'd look for that aggressive long again. Right back down to these previous highs and look to see if it holds again. That's where you want to be long, right? It might not give it to you. If the market sort of runs away again today, you might not get it, but that's really where you want to get it. So, you just got to choose how particular you are. As of now, it looks like Meta's building a level around this 510. So if you really want to get aggressive, you could try 510, but I like 505. So I'm not going to touch Meta until it gets back to 505. I've done my job. I've made my money. I'm not going to give it back to Meta by getting antsy here. I'm going to let it pull back to 505, or I'm just going to hold the one contract that I have. All right. Let's go to Netflix, because Netflix is actually a sort of a setup that I am interested in my next swing trade. I really like how Netflix has pulled back and held this 590 level, which is also the daily 20 SMA as it starts to creep higher towards price action. Look at this chart right here on Netflix. I'm going to delete this for now. Look at this chart here on Netflix. We had previous 590s, which held here on last week, which held again yesterday. This is also the 20 SMA creeping higher up into that 590 support. Would I like to see Netflix retrace back to 590 for a better long? Absolutely, right? I would be more than happy to try longs off 590 on Netflix. Where you could potentially catch the next entry point, which I don't have as much confidence in, but it will be something I watch, is 605. It's right 605, 606. It's right in here. It's probably like 606. 606, 607. It's right there. Let me go ahead and zoom in on this. Maybe I'll go to the 15-minute. Let me get a little bit more time here. I don't have as much confidence in this level, but there is a level here. You can see this 607 right there. You see this rejection here, and you see this rejection here, right? Look at where Netflix rejected on Wednesday. Let's just zoom in on the last few trading days. Right here, 607, right? You can see right here, 607. So you might be able to long 607. The problem with longing 607, right? And this goes back to sort of that meta trade. If I was to long 607 on Netflix, I would still want to be long above 590. So here's the problem that you could run into, right? If you take this long and Netflix does break down, you could either make sure that your first entry is very light so you can sit in some drawdown, or you could just exit on 607 break, right? And then re-look at it at 590. It's going to be sort of how you want to manage it. But I still believe that I think the better long is down at 590, which I did miss, right? Yesterday I was not able to catch that. 607 is potential. It has potential to just be that next leg higher, right? You can sort of see this is your lower, right? This is your channel here. And possibly your next channel is creating off 607, right? So we'll have to watch this one. We'll have to hawk it a little bit. But 607 is definitely a level that I'm watching here today on Netflix. Let's go to Apple. Just get a quick peek at it. 170, you guys know that's a big one. Google back above this little double top high. Google might find some upside today, right? If Google can hold above that 134, 135, that's pretty decent, right? You're back above that 200 SMA. You're back above these previous double top highs. It's a pretty nice hold on Google right now, right? It's a pretty nice hold on Google right now. I would maybe watch Google there off that 135. Yeah, Rivian's interesting, man. I might have fell in love with Rivian for a second on this gap fill. Last night, I was sort of peeking around at Rivian, and I was reading some news about how they're trying to get Apple to invest in them, and they're trying to, how Apple stopped their electric car sort of mission. Rivian's trying to sort of be the people they invest in. I don't know. The problem is the EV sector is trash right now. That's the problem. The EV sector is very hated. But is that an opportunity? Is the EV sector being hated an opportunity? Rivian came out with some new vehicles that, I'm not going to lie, look pretty badass. If they can make them affordable, it could be something that gains some momentum for them. There's definitely a gap fill trade here on Rivian. I would not be surprised to see it back at 15. That's very, very possible here. You can see it's pretty strong here, and I would assume it gap fills to that 15 area. That's very possible. But hey, I don't know, right? I don't know. Is this something you buy a leap on? Or am I just sort of thinking crazy, right? I have to reassess my thoughts. I'm not going to take action on that because of a one-night thought, right? I was in bed just sort of thinking about, where's the next big opportunity? Just peeking around. I don't know. I'm not ready to say whether I'm confident on that, but could be something to watch. How much risk is there really here? And Rivian really can only go to zero at this point. So you got about $10 of risk here. You got about $10 of risk till it goes to zero. And maybe you have some pretty good upside potential if things turn around for Rivian long term. Interesting. I don't know. They seem to be ramping out, models and production, and a one-night thought. All right. That's going to be about it for me. Did I miss anything major? I mean, you guys know Microsoft. Microsoft, it's the same thing we talked about yesterday. You know the channel. Congrats if you long the channel. We talked about this. Why would you not long channel lows? Because you're scared. If it worked, well done. Right? That's a nice little channel low hold again. Coinbase is pretty hot. Yeah. Coinbase still holding above our level. Right? Still holding above our level. 238. Right? Still holding. As long as Coinbase is above that 238, I think it moves higher. And then I'm going to end with Microsoft, or I'm sorry, on Amazon. Amazon, this is a pretty nice hold right now, guys. I'm not going to lie. Look at this little hold over 176. Get RM Football out of the chat, please. Okay. 176, right? 176, 176, 176. That's a pretty solid hold over Amazon on 176 right now. So could you long Amazon here with a stop under 176 with a little bit of a larger idea? I would not say it's a terrible idea, right? If you do take a loss on that, so be it. Take your loss like a man, move on. But yeah, I think that's, or woman, I think that's a pretty clean sort of structure hold that's going on right now. 176, 176, 176, 176. And then look at this little hold above it today, right? That's a very clean hold. Look how clean that is. The problem is this 178 supply, but if you could long it here with tight risk, possible. Yeah, I mean, 180 rejections, but you could long it here into 180. All right, there's risk reward there if you want. So, yeah, could be something to watch. LS20. LS20. That's the code. If you want to go buy some sweaters, some hoodies, LS20. Livestream 20. LS20. 20% off. Basically gets you free shipping. If you guys are interested in picking up an Options Insider hoodie, it has a... That's the back. Feel free to go check it out if you're interested. Hope you guys have a fantastic weekend. Hope you enjoyed the live stream. LS20. Press that like button. Subscribe to the channel. And I will see you guys next week. Peace out.